What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, back at you with another video, man. Appreciate you guys watching, man. In this one, we are going to touch on a subject that I get asked questions about more often than not on my channel. Now, given the fact that I do drive a 3.5 Altima, oh, what the hell's going on here? We're gonna make a left. Looks like a whole bunch of nonsense going on. Even though I do drive a 3.5 Altima, I still do get a lot of questions on how to make 2.5 liter Altima a little bit faster. So what I'm going to do today in this video is just go over a couple of things. Now, I do have a couple of buddies that own QR powered Altimas, both modded fairly differently, man. One is modded completely, one is, you know, just a few mods here and there, man. Now, I did a little bit of my own research, and turns out there is a lot of mods for the QRs, man. So mainly what you need to know is the 0206 Altima, which I'm speaking on specifically mainly because that's the generation 3.5 that I have. You need to understand that the 02 to 06 QR25 is the same as a 0205 Sentra Spec V. So just keep that in mind for motor mods, because obviously suspension and brakes and stuff like that is going to be different. However, the motors, they do share the same motor, so that is going to help when you're looking for parts. First things first, which is one of the first things that I do to my car, obviously, is exhaust. Now, I looked into it. There is a couple bolt-on exhausts that you can get. I would suggest, you know, a cut and paste type deal, man, where you just cut out the muffler or resonator or catalytic converter that you do or don't want and put in something different. You know what I mean? It's definitely a lot cheaper. But if you want to go with a bolt-on setup, there are options. Now, Greddy, I know, has a muffler. I believe Stillen has one as well. Those are two of the products that I would recommend because they are brand name, you know, good quality products. You know, they're not gonna be cheap or chintzy, you know. So between $250 to $500, you should be able to find a half decent catback bolt-on exhaust setup. So that's what I would do first and foremost. Now, secondly, which is pretty well the second thing that I did to my car when I got it, was the intake, man. Now, obviously, you know, there's going to be lots of options, which there is. The website that I found listed about 6 or 7 different intakes. Some of the ones that I would recommend: InGen, Fujita. They also have a Nismo intake. You're looking at about $250, give or take, depending on which one you're getting. Also, I do have a video up on my page doing a custom intake on my buddy's automatic 2.5. If I remember, I'm going to put a link down in the description, so check that one out. So next up, something that I would highly recommend for you QR owners. Now, this is something that also the 3.5 Altima has the same problem with, and that is the cats, man. Now, basically, there is a cat on the QR that comes right off of the header, whereas the Altima VQ has two, one on either side. That main cat that comes off of the header that comes off the motor, I would recommend either replacing that with a high flow pre-cat or just go straight up headers, man. Now, from my understanding, headers are an easy mod on the QR, man. You don't need to get a tune. You shouldn't get a check engine light because all the O2 sensors, you know, are in the right spots. Correct me if I'm wrong, QR owners. However, headers, man, I would highly recommend headers. Now, you can get a cheap set of eBay headers for about $250. There are, you know, better options. There's Hot Shot, DC. Obviously, those are going to be a little bit more expensive, but definitely headers are going to make you perform better, and also, you know, just a little bit of preventive maintenance. Now, with that being said, there is a secondary cat. So you have your main cat coming off of the header. and then you have a secondary cat that is you know, in line, you know, just before the resonator. So what I would do is definitely consider cutting that off and welding in a straight pipe, or getting, you know, I know for the V6s it's a Y pipe, so I don't know what kind of pipe they would call that, maybe a mid pipe or a test pipe, but definitely you know, lose your cats, man. In some places that will be illegal, you'll have to have at least one cat, so maybe just get a high flow cat, but definitely the catalytic converter being removed is going to give you easy power. In keeping in the realm of easy cheap mods, I would consider motor mount inserts or solid motor mounts, man. Now basically what this does is when your car torques up and it starts to you know, you're accelerating fast, the engine shifts in the engine compartment. A lot of you guys may know this already, but I'm just explaining it to you guys who don't know what they do. So basically what that's going to do is just stiffen up your engine, and when you hit the gas, it's not going to rock back and forth, and when you hit the gas and it rocks back and forth, you're losing power there, you know what I mean? It's because of the way that the weight is transferring, you're potentially losing power. So definitely either solid motor mounts, or I believe Racing Line has a set of inserts that you can buy and just put into your stock motor mounts. They're cheap, man. I bought mine for like 40 bucks. So yeah, I would recommend that. Next up, I would say throttle body or the intake thermal spacer kit. Now a lot of people say that these don't do anything, man. Now basically all this does is just keep your intake and throttle body a few degrees cooler than it would be as if it was bolted right up to the engine. So you're not going to notice any mad power gains, you know what I mean? It's not going to be crazy or insane or anything like that, but all in all, it's going to help. It's going to help your car stay cooler. Those are about $100 for the kit, I think, give or take. So yeah, I would definitely recommend those mods. Now we're getting into more technical stuff to install. So next up, I would say a lightweight crank pulley or underdrive pulley. Now if you're running a system, I would not suggest the underdrive, just because that's going to take more power away from charging your battery and putting it into other things. So if you are running a system, I just say a lightweight pulley. Now there's a couple different companies that make these. Stillen, Unorthodox Racing, Ralco RZ. You know, they're starting at about $100, I think, for the cheapest one. I did find one, the one that I have on my car cost me about $1.50, and then you'll have to change the belts with that too, if you get the underdrive pulley. And now keeping it with the, you know, more technical mods, I would say injectors, man. Now injectors are something that you can do on any car, but there are some very simple bolt-on mods or options for the QR. Now I will be leaving the link for this whole thread that I got the information from. 02 to 05 WRX 440cc fuel injectors, man. About $150. They will bolt right in. Make sure that you swap out the O-rings that are on your fuel injectors. With those injectors, you'll probably need an upgraded fuel pump. The WRX fuel pump of the same year will drop into the Altimas. That's about $100. You know, obviously you're going to want to upgrade your tune after that, but those are two bolt-on mods, options for fuel injectors and stuff like that. Guy's fucking killing the race game right now, and you know, that should help you out, getting a little bit more fuel into the motor, which always helps. An easy mod to do that's not really going to help, this is another one of those things that's not really going to help with the fast performance, but that is a grounding kit. Now when I installed my grounding kit, I noticed immediately the stereo was a bit louder. The shifts on the automatic, because I do drive an automatic, very crisp, very hard. Basically what this does is it grounds out 4 main points on the one that I have: transmission, upper intake manifold, the block of the engine, and I believe there's another mount somewhere underneath that goes directly to the frame. So you can get these 3-point, 4-point, 4-point or 5-point Racing Line Performance makes a grounding kit, Stillen makes a grounding kit, Active Tuning, all for around 50 bucks. If you're handy with electrical, like crimping wires and stuff like that, you can actually make a grounding kit. It's very easy to do. I have a video on my channel of me installing my grounding kit where I go over which lengths of wire you're gonna need where. So once again, if I remember, I'll put that down in the comments. If not, just drop me a comment and I'll make sure that I link it. And now we're getting into stuff that's more technical once again, and that is to upgrade the stock clutch if you are running a standard vehicle, or if you do have an automatic, you can get a Transgo shift kit. Now there is one again for the V6 Altima, but basically what that's going to do is just upgrade your valve body, all the valves that are in there, make sure that the fluids are getting to where they need to be when they need to be there. So yeah, that is about 180 bucks, which isn't too bad. The installation, I'm thinking, is going to be like maybe, I don't know, 250 or something, because the transmission is going to have to come apart for that. So keep that in mind when you're buying that. But that's definitely going to help out with your shifting. And now we're going to get into the engine mods. As far as your tune goes, once you get all your engine stuff bolted on, all your exhaust and all that good stuff, you are going to want to tune your vehicle. Now there are a couple options. You can get a custom tune where you throw it on a dyno and they do a couple pulls, adjust your air fuel mixture ratios and stuff like that, which is what I would suggest doing if you have the money to do it or the means to do it. Like, there's a shop in your area that can actually do that kind of work. If not, there is a plug and play option for the QR, which is not available for the VQs, man, which I am kind of disappointed about, because obviously the options, only options for us is to go and get an up rev tune, which means you have to get it dynoed, you have to have somebody who has the license to do the tune, which are obviously, you know, kind of difficult things to do if you don't know the right people or don't have these kind of things in your area. So with that being said, Stillen QR Pro Fuel Air Management System can be bought from Stillen. It's about 500 bucks. Now it plugs directly into your harness, in line with everything, and that is going to put on a just their upgraded tune. Now the benefit to this is that obviously it's plug and play, and there's no tuning. You don't have to do anything after. You just plug it in and you go. Now with that being said, the downfall to it is that if you want to wring the shit out of your tune, there's no way to get into their computer and change stuff. Once you plug it in, it's going to be like that. Whereas if you go and get your computer tuned, let's say you know something's not running right and you want to change up something, you can always go in there and do that. So keep that in mind when you're buying that. But other than that, that's a great option if you just want to do a couple small bolt-ons and then throw that computer chip on there. You know, that's definitely good to know that you have that option. Next up, I guess we're going to talk about camshafts. Now there are a couple options with cams. Cams are definitely a big step in the modifying game, man. If you're doing cams, then you're definitely going to have somebody who knows what they're doing with taking the engine apart and putting it back together, and then you're definitely going to have to get a tune. Now there are Nismo spec camshafts for the QR25 that fit both the Spec V and the QR Altima, and there's also a company, JWT, that also sells them. So those are going to be going for around 650 to 700 bucks. Kind of an expensive mod, but like I say, if you're getting the cams, then that's when you're getting into the big leagues and stuff like that. So considering cams, I would say you know, make sure that you have the deep pockets and stuff like that, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming after that. Like I say, tunes, and I would even have to say probably fuel injectors and fuel pump for sure. So yeah, camshafts are an option. And now we're getting into the real big boy stuff, man. Now, a lot of guys will just go ahead and throw a nitrous kit on their car completely stock. Now, what I would consider doing is building your motor up a little bit. You know, you're gonna, I don't know how reliable the engines are or the internals on the QRs are. I know that you can handle about a 50 shot on the VQ if you are considering NOS, I'd say get on the forums and find a safe shot that's gonna work for you, because you don't want to go blowing the shit out of your engine with 100 shot of NOS. But pretty much any NOS kit that you buy online, nitrous oxide is going to be universal. So, you know, there's not really too much to say as far as QR specific kits. Like I say, just look for one that has the proper jetting kit. I would suggest a 10 or 15 shot to start, but like I say, I'm not 100% sure about the reliability of those engine blocks. So if you're considering NOS, I'd say do a little bit more research. But those kits, universal kits, you know, $300 and you're getting yourself something that's functional. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's kits for cheaper and more, but $300, a nice little simple kit that gives you a couple jets to play with, a bottle, you know, you'll be good to go. So that's the option that I would suggest going for NOS. Last but not least, man, obviously everybody wants to know the options for boosting. Now, I don't believe there is a supercharged bolt-on supercharger kit for the QR, but there is a turbo bolt-on kit. Now, the kits that I found range from between $4,500 and a little over $5,000. Now, the lowest introductory one that I found that was about $4,500 with tax and shipping and all that bullshit was the PowerTech Performance Turbo Kit. Now, this is a stage 2 bolt-on, priced at $4,000, just over $4,400, and yeah, that is gonna pretty much bolt onto your car. And you know, with a stage 2, I would say somewhere over between 300 to 350 horsepower. You know, obviously with a tune and stuff like that, and a little bit more bolt-ons, the sky's the limit with a turbo, man. So if you guys are serious about getting a turbo or any of the mods that I suggested, there's a Nissan Club link that I'm going to leave down in the description. That is the one link that I'm definitely going to remember to leave down there, and that is basically going over every bolt-on mod. It has all the companies, all the vendors that are selling the mods. Definitely check that link out, man. And now that's going to help you guys out tremendously. Those are the mods that I would suggest going with right out of the gate. I'm sure there's a whole bunch out there that I'm missing, you know, strut tower bars and stabilizer links and suspension. Like, I didn't even touch on suspension, just because I wanted to go over performance parts, you know what I mean? So with that being said, we're just about to end this video, man. So one thing that I did want to touch on is that you know, I had somebody suggest, oh, we got somebody about to cause an accident here with these poor schoolgirls. I did have somebody suggest that I do shout outs on my channel, but I'm going to do you guys one better. If you have a video or you have you know, an exhaust clip or a walk around of your car and you want to be featured on my channel, preferably exhaust clips or some burnouts and shit like that, you know what I mean, hit me up on Google Plus and send me the video, and I will feature your video and a link to your channel on my channel. That way we can draw a little bit more you know, subscribers towards you guys, and it also will give me an opportunity to showcase some of the other vehicles and Altimas that are out there, even if it's not an Altima, man, and you guys think that would be something you'd be interested in. Hit me up on Google Plus, and we'll get your videos and we'll upload them, man, and we'll have some fun. Oh, we're gonna do a tunnel pull. Just for shits and giggles, man. So with that being said, it's your boy Don Squally. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give that like button a smash. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, man, please subscribe. And if you guys have any more suggestions for videos or anything like that, drop them down in the comments and we'll make sure that we get to them. So with that being said, it's your boy Don Squally. We're just gonna jump in here in IKEA, see if we can find ourselves a 2.5 Altima to get that screenshot. So with that being said, it's your boy Don Squally. I don't know how many times I've just said it. It's your boy Don Squally. Yeah, that's about it, man. So I guess we're gonna catch you guys at the next one, man. Thanks for watching.